Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Humza Yousaf has repeatedly failed to suspend Nicola Sturgeon. He claims innocent until proven guilty, no case to answer, and therefore he will not suspend her. And that's fine, if that was the standard position for the SNP. However, we know it isn't. Michelle Thompson was part of a company that dealt with properties. As a result of this, the solicitor involved, just the solicitor, not her, the solicitor involved was investigated. Upon hearing this, she was forced to give up the whip. It was claimed that she voluntarily gave up the whip. However, allegations are now being made that this was not the case, and that in fact she was bullied into giving up the whip. And who was leading the bullying? Nicola Sturgeon. And that revelation means that Nicola Sturgeon either must resign the party immediately or be suspended with immediate effect. It's up to Humza Yousaf to show that he is a leader. Now we know he's really not. He has got a very, very weak and tenuous hold on the big chair at the top of the table, but he is in no way a leader. And we know that because he still hasn't forced Nicola Sturgeon to resign. Or at the very least, he hasn't suspended her. Because again, no cojones. A man with no spine, a man with no balls. What is wrong with him? Does he really now think he wants to associate himself with a bully? Who knows? We'll take a look at this article and see what's going on. So, Nicola Sturgeon bombshell bullying claims as pressure grows on Humza Yousaf to boot her out of the SNP. Michelle Thompson was forced to resign the party whip despite never having been a suspect in a police investigation into property deals. It has been reported. Now, she was forced out and she wasn't even a suspect. Nicola Sturgeon's been arrested and questioned as a suspect. Why isn't she out of the party? Is it anything to do with Humza Yousaf's very smooth, Ken doll apparel down below? Because it seems that the man doesn't have anything there. He is, smooth at the front. Anyway, Nicola Sturgeon orchestrated a bullying ring to try and force a party politician out of the SNP, it has been claimed. Michelle Thompson, now an MSP, claims the former First Minister was aided by her husband Peter Murrell and her right-hand woman Liz Lloyd in issuing threats to get her to stand down. And what's very good is that Peter Murrell is now going to have to be investigated on a second separate issue, this time involving what he knew about, let's just say, sexual offences by Jordan Linden, some of which involved, maybe, allegedly, children. And if Murrell knew and did nothing, we know what Murrell is then, don't we? Anyway, while an MP, police carried out an investigation into a solicitor who carried out property deals on Miss Thompson's behalf years earlier. Despite never being charged or even arrested or even being a suspect, it is alleged that Nat HQ used strong-arm tactics to get her out when details of the probe came to light. Thompson resigned the party whip in 2015, just months after her election as MP for Edinburgh West. In doing so, she also lost her party membership. She stood down at the 2017 election, but was able to return as an MSP in 2021 for Falkirk East, and went on to run Kate Forbes' leadership campaign this year. Now, you can guarantee Kate Forbes wouldn't have forced her out. I mean, because when you're completely innocent, you're not even the subject of a police investigation. You're just merely associated with someone down the line that may or may not have done something. Now, I've got to say, and it's very odd for me to defend an SNP MP or politician of any type, but I think genuinely, I dislike bullying anyway. I really do. I loathe bullying, and so I do feel that she shouldn't have been bullied into it. It's kind of weird. I know, feels odd in the mouth defending the SNP, but I'm not defending her as an SNP person. I'm defending her as a human being. To be subjected to bullying, it's absolutely wrong, and I think any right-minded person knows that it shouldn't go on. That doesn't mean I'm not going to attack her for her politics and her views and things like that. Of course I am. That's done without it goes without saying, doesn't it? But I've got to defend it. Nobody should be forced into things like this. Anyway, the claims are likely to add pressure for Humza Yousaf to suspend Miss Sturgeon from the party after her arrest as part of a probe into SNP finances last week, something he has refused to entertain. A source said Michelle was ruthlessly ejected from the party on the orders of Nicola Sturgeon and Peter Murrell as a damage limitation strategy in the face of a few bad headlines. But they weren't her headlines. As if that's not bad enough, she was bullied and manipulated into making it look like it was her idea. This was a disgraceful way to treat someone who was innocent and extremely vulnerable at the time. But that wouldn't have bothered Nicola Sturgeon. She has no compassion. She has no emotions. She is a psychopath, basically. Compare her treatment to that of Sturgeon and Murrell's own conduct in response to being arrested and questioned as suspects, and it is difficult to conclude it is anything less than rank hypocrisy and double standards of the highest order. Neither of them have any intention of resigning from the party, despite the fact that it is about an alleged fraud involving party funds. There is a growing feeling among the number of MSPs and MPs that they should do the right thing, put the party and country first and step down themselves. But they won't do that because they're not that kind of people. They are really not. They just want money. They're money grubbing psychopaths. They really are. The police investigation that led to Miss Thompson being ousted related to transactions in 2010 and 2011, and it led to Christopher Hales being struck off by the Law Society of Scotland. Despite her punishment, the 58-year-old was never a suspect and was never spoken to by police. However, the Sunday Mail reports that she was visited by two party officials before a statement was issued saying she'd taken the decision to step down. A second source said Michelle was at an incredibly low ebb and she was bullied to resign the SNP whip and shunned from the party. She was never declared a suspect or arrested, unlike Sturgeon, unlike Murrell, both of whom were arrested and questioned as suspects. Why haven't they been suspended? Anyway, despite that, Sturgeon's special advisor Liz Lloyd managed the process of forcing her out while making it look like it was her own decision. Murrell was also deeply involved in this nasty plot to purge her rather than offer support on the understanding that she was innocent until proven guilty, which is now what Sturgeon is herself saying, I'm innocent, innocent, proven guilty, blah, 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 and yet punished that woman out because. What a two-faced hypocrite. And now look at her trying to cling on to her greedy little fingers in the public purse as long as possible. She needs to basically resign or be fired, and all it takes is Humza Yousaf to suspend her. Does he have the balls? Let's go up. So in answer to that question, does he have the balls? I think no, he doesn't. He is the Ken doll of politics. He's all smooth down there. He lacks the moral fortitude to do the right thing, to do anything that indicates that he is in any way a leader, because we know he's not. He's a glove puppet, and she is still running the party. What do you do? You know, she more or less can get away with everything. She wants to maintain her public stance. She's after a high-paid job somewhere like the UN, something like that. He needs to utterly destroy her. He needs to say, no, she's a bully. There's allegations of bullying. Until this is fully investigated, we're removing the whip. She's no longer welcome in the party. This party does not tolerate bullying. If he doesn't do that, what he's effectively saying is this party does tolerate bullying. Do you want to associate yourself with that? Really? I mean, come on. Any other leader would do it. But of course, Humza Yousaf, leader in name only. Lino. He's a piece of lino, isn't he? Leader in name only. Anyway, I'm done. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you're seeing here on the channel, please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video, and until next time, stay safe, stay well, and for heaven's sake, never tolerate bullying, and goodbye.